Of the major camera makers, Sony is the only firm with two highly developed camera systems running in parallel. While it's true the SLT range of cameras and lenses isn't as extensive as either the Canon or Nikon DSLR systems, it is further ahead than those firms in the mirrorless market. Sony is also competing with the joint Panasonic Olympus MFT mirrorless system, which when combined, offers a formidable range of high-performance telecentric lens designs. Fuji's X system is also making inroads and has a very attractive lens range that's expanding quickly. However, none of those makers has yet to challenge the popular EVF-equipped X7 with its class-leading pixel count. While the gap is narrowing, the performance of the 24-MP APS-C size CMOS sensor in the Sony X7 means that model is currently highest-ranking mirrorless camera in our database. Number 3, Sigma 19mm f2.8 XDN Sony E. One of the best value of those tested in our database, and sadly no longer available, having already been revised and soon to be tested, is the Sigma 19mm f2.8 XDN Sony E. As the equivalent angle of view to a 28mm in 35mm format, this lens only costs $140 and yet has good sharpness, low distortion, and not too bad chromatic aberration. Compared to the Sony equivalent offering, the Sigma offers similar sharpness, but while the former is nicely compact in size, it's at the expense of vignetting and distortion. Not only that the Sony Pancake, appealing as it is more than twice the sticker price. Number 2, Sony E10 to 18mm f4. Zoom lenses are still fairly scant, but of those tested the Sony E10 to 18mm f4 is beginning to approach the Zeiss and Sony wide-angle equivalents with a XOMARK score of 14 points. And, incidentally, compared to retro-focus APS-C format lenses for DSLRs however, it's not all good news as despite the design benefits over retro-focus lenses, substantially reducing the size of the Sony E-mount zooms remains a challenge. Number 1, Sony E50mm f1.8 OS. One of the few E-mount lenses to boast optical image stabilization, OS or optical steady shot as Sony call it, the Sony E50mm f1.8 OS has the best XOMARK score of the bunch. While that score is used for benchmarking, it's always a good idea to examine the individual metric scores. Chromatic aberration and distortion are extremely well controlled, while both transmission and vignetting are at the expected levels for a lens like this. As for sharpness, the pair achieve a good, but not great, 13 px score out of a maximum of 24 px. Given the spec and performance, at $350 the lens is good value.